It's finally happened! I'm Tara and welcome to my channel. This is my first video and I'm so excited. Bear with me here. I'm not used to talking on camera, but I hope to get used to it because I plan on making a lot more videos. What a better way to kick off my channel than sharing a little bit about myself. So, a hilarious story about me. Okay, I don't know if anybody has had any horrible experiences like this before, but I found out that I was deathly allergic to oysters on my honeymoon. So my husband and I decided to go to Astoria, Oregon for our honeymoon. We live in Bend, Oregon, so it's about a 5-hour drive, I think, to Astoria. The drive was fine, everything was great, it was comfortable. We went to Burgerville on the way there, which was really, really cool. We get all the way to Astoria, and that night my husband decides that we were gonna go to a seafood restaurant for dinner. I mean, how appropriate is that when Astoria, I don't know if you're familiar with, but Astoria is actually on the Oregon coast. We actually ventured over to Seaside, which is just across the bridge. My husband decides that he's gonna order oysters because I had never had oysters before. And the whole time we're eating oysters, he's asking me like, how do you like them? Are they good? What do they taste like to you? You know, like all the basic questions. And I am looking at him like, guess they're okay. You know, I totally didn't want to be rude. It's my honeymoon. He's going out of his way. I am telling him that, you know, like my tongue feels weird, my throat feels weird. Eventually I just tell him something is not right. I immediately felt like my tongue was swelling. I couldn't breathe. My chest felt like I was going to have an asthma attack. I then feel my throat start to close. And I'm just trying to grin and bear it, really, because I don't want to ruin my honeymoon. I don't want to be rude. This is a really nice meal. And so through all of this, we leave the restaurant. I stopped eating the oysters. I had like 2, maybe 3. I didn't eat the oysters the rest of dinner. I finished my clam chowder and then we leave. My tongue was swollen and it had this totally numb, tingling feeling. But here's where the honeymoon just goes crazy. On the way home, we had to go from Seaside back to Astoria, and there's a bridge over the water. And honestly, this lady who was behind us, and we didn't know at the time what her agenda was or why she was freaking out, but she proceeds to follow us all the way from the restaurant all the way through town for about 35-40 minutes. She's honking her horn, screaming. She rolled down her window, she's screaming something. I am freaking out. I didn't even have time to focus on that I couldn't breathe. She chased us around a roundabout. My husband diverted down a couple of side streets. She literally found us and cut us off. She wound up, after this huge chase all over town, she was cutting off other cars. She pinned us into a Burger King parking lot. And that's where I called the police. Apparently, she decided to tell the officers that she doesn't like out-of-towners. I don't even know how she knew we were out of town because our car had state plates. All that said was just married all over the car. But she decided to tell the officers that she didn't like out-of-towners and that's why she did what she did. Insane story, I know. I don't really believe that anything that happened that night was coincidence at all. I'm not really one of those people that just believe things happen just randomly. I do believe that there was a divine appointment and purpose for that lady because of her erratic behavior and how crazy she was and how afraid we were. It actually helped me. It actually saved my life because I didn't have an EpiPen and I didn't go to the hospital. The rush of adrenaline, some lady just going crazy, cutting us off, chasing us all over town, actually saved my life. Based on the reaction and the severity of the reaction of the oysters, I couldn't breathe, and that's anaphylactic shock. I wound up going to the place that we stayed at that night, and my husband gave me a Benadryl. My lips were swollen. I was covered in dime-sized hives all over my body. So the next day, my husband actually woke me up and he asked me, you know, how are you feeling? And my lips were swollen and my tongue was swollen. I was still covered in hives. And I can't even believe that this happened on my honeymoon of all places, but makes for a great story. So I hope that makes you feel a little bit more comfortable about getting to know me and who I am, and I'm really excited to upload more videos. About my next project, I am gonna start a video series called #TBT, and they're just gonna literally be a reflection of where God has taken me over the last 3 years. I'll upload a video on Thursdays. Wanted to create a channel that inspired other people to live a life of faith. 3 years ago, you wouldn't even be able to recognize me. I was over 250 pounds, mentally, emotionally, physically exhausted. I was a full-time single mom, pursuing my law degree and working full-time for the state of Oregon and managing my own business. So fast forward 3 years later, and I'm 143 pounds as of today. So I've lost 112 pounds already. I am married. That's crazy unique story. There's just lots of things that God has done, and I'm so excited to share that with you. So if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. I will have weekly updates. You can catch me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat. I will link all of those below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in my next video. I need a little more time.